something that I take in. The traits that I wish that I could, the traits that I wish I could truly honor in her name. The one thing I truly regret before she went away from me, from this world, was not being able to speak at her own funeral because I couldn't come to terms with it. This woman was powerful, funny, charismatic, selfless. These qualities are what your parents have for you. Selflessness. They give you anything. This woman created a childhood that was priceless. The other person that I want to introduce to you is my father, John Winters, born in Detroit, Michigan. Of course. His life was not easy whatsoever. This guy had one of the biggest hearts ever. And once again, he came out to California to be able to start a new dream for himself and possibly for a future family, to be able to give myself a life that he met my mother. So that's just a little quick snippet of the people who raised me. They literally made me who I am today. But let's just go ahead and fast forward a little bit to 2013. So we'll get to the nitty gritty. I'm not going to tell you guys my autobiography. I'm working at Rock and Jump, and I get a call from my grandma. She says, John, you gotta come out to Detroit. Personally, you couldn't pay me money to go to Detroit. I mean, I witnessed drive-by shootings. I got chased by crackheads. I don't want to go back over there. While I was in that house, my grandma got robbed while I was in that house. I was able to see the robber dead on, seeing the whites of his eyes, rubbing through my grandma's purse and chasing me out the house. You couldn't pay me money to go to Detroit. So I said, Grandma, what's going on? She goes, you need to come to Detroit. I said, okay, I'm going to Detroit. Come to find out, my father had to go to the hospital. Turns out he got diagnosed with bilateral double lung cancer. I was in the hospital room when it happened, when he got diagnosed. But I'm not necessarily that close to my father due to the fact that my mother and my father were divorced when I was 5. My father gave me guilt trips constantly, so what ended up happening as soon as he moved away when I was 5, I became the man of the house. I became that stable individual that my mom was able to lean on, even though I was only a child. As time goes on, my father battled lung cancer for a total of 6 years before he succumbed to it while I was working as an EMT out in Walnut Creek. December 11th, 2016, he passes away. 3 days prior to that, before he passed away, I had to go ahead and say my goodbyes. I didn't know how to say goodbye to a complete stranger. How do you say goodbye to a man that did not raise you, period, in dot? How can you have an influence of who you want to be as a man when this man was never in your life in the first place? He was there for 5 years of my life, disappeared once I was going to middle school. I created the man that I wanted to be today because of the people that actually influenced me. The influence that you have around you right now, coaches, other fathers, people, it doesn't matter. These are the individuals that are going to help you in the near future to become successful. All right, let's go ahead and do the little fast forward button really quick. During that point in time, my mom was getting a little bit sick. She was unable to shake off this cold, this sickness. She was having upper right side pain. I'm like, no way, it's nothing, right? I'm medically trained, whatever. I got my EMT, sir. I'm getting into this fire stuff. My mom's pretty strong. She's thinking like it's going to go away. 3 weeks later, she says, I can't handle it anymore. I'm like, Mom, you got to go to the doctors. 3 weeks later, it's exactly New Year's Eve. We check into Kaiser Walnut Creek. They said, "Ma'am, we're going to do an ultrasound on your gallbladder." All right, you have stones that are located in your gallbladder, and you are extremely jaundiced. Does anyone know what jaundice means? Hey, Rick, you go ahead and answer that for me really quick.
Medically,
No.
no.
So,
The liver can't process.
bingo. Your liver can't necessarily process anything. It's completely blocked. The stones in her gallbladder that control the amount of excess bile was blocked. And because of that, the liver was unable to process anything, and it started to back up bacteria into her body, which made her skin turn yellow, jaundice. They said, "Man, we gotta remove your gallbladder tonight." Crap. All right. But while we do it, we're gonna test these stones out. So they go ahead and they remove it, and they test the stones out. And the stones become cancerous. The stones were cancerous. I said, "Man, we want to go and explore this a little bit more." So, what do you mean? I'm still trying to go recover. Like, nothing like this had ever happened to me. I'm 59 years old. Like, why me? I'm perfectly healthy. They said, "Hey, look, we're going to go ahead and set up a consultation for you to be able to kind of go into the hospital and start setting up your next appointments." Okay, cool. We're going to set out a game plan. They go ahead and start mapping out the game plan. They say, "Hey, man, we're going to have to go ahead and do exploratory surgery on you." I don't want, my mom was adamant. She did not want to have surgery, period, end dot. She goes, "If I want to go, I'm going to go." It took my whole family to tell her, "Look, you need surgery. You're going to go for exploratory surgery. If you could beat this, if it's actually cancer, you're going to have to try for us." She goes, "Okay, cool." February 14th, 2017. What day does that fall on? She goes in for exploratory surgery around noon. I just arrived at the hospital. They said, "All right, hey, look, your mom's in surgery right now. She'll be out within the next 3 hours." The goal was that they're going to go ahead and they're going to remove whatever in that stomach area, and they're going to scrape out whatever's left of the cancer. They aborted the surgery due to the fact that the cancer itself spread it. So much so that they diagnosed that stage 4 gallbladder cancer. I walk into the room, I see the doctors, they walk out, I said, "Doc, hey, come here. What's going on?" I was, "Look, your mom diagnosed with stage 4 gallbladder cancer. She has literally weeks to months." What is that supposed to be? Weeks to months. They go, "Look, we're not even allowed to put expiration dates on people. Your mom has weeks to months." My world fell apart. The woman that I look up to, my best friend, your mother, your best friend, your father, your best friend. If you were to close your eyes, and if you were to value anything, and then at that next second, in a snap, your whole entire life will change. When life tosses you adversity, at that point in time, it's about how you're going to respond. How are you going to respond to adversity? At that point in time, I basically shut off my emotions. I knew what I needed to do at that point in time. I reverted back to when I was a kid. I was a man of the house. Whatever my mom needed, I did. Period. I didn't care what it was going on. What she said, I did. No ifs, ands, buts about it. As she was recovering in the hospital, my aunt flew in from Texas and Detroit. My aunt that was from Detroit was a former nurse. So she knew all the meds, the needles, procedures, I need to get up. Like, okay, cool. So she gets up, she goes, I feel a little dizzy. She sits back up. She looks up, she looks down, and when she looks back up, her eyes go into the back of her head. Says she's going out. She passes out, I carry her in my hand, she starts squeezing in my arms. I put her in the bed. I told the person that was giving her some type of food to hurry up and get the nurses to come in here. My emotions were gone. My training kicked in. There was an old philosopher named by Oedipus. He said that if, he said that you will always fall to your expectations, but you'll always fall back on your own training. And luckily, I got trained by some really, really good people. I was able to respond and be able to actually command the whole entire room, nurses and doctors for that matter. My aunt saw this happen, she goes, John, know what you're meant for this service. All right, cool. But my mom's still sick. They didn't solve no problems. We still got a battle on our hands. She gets out of the hospital 1 week later. We start doing up a game plan about, all right, where we go from here? You got cancer. Now it's time for radiation. It's time for whatever, chemotherapy, so on and so forth. She said, I don't want none of that. She got sick of it. She was doing chemotherapy. She's lost weight dramatically, getting cancer brain. I'm getting yelled at for God knows what else. I got to see my mom go from healthy to these photos that you got to see here. We're going from skin and bones. Skin and bones. It's kind of crazy how we live this life and we eat food and we work out and we look at our body, and at the end of the day, it's only a shell. I got to see my mom wither in front of me within a matter of 6 months. In a matter of 6 months. But during that time, there was a lot of beautiful things that happened. It's kind of crazy because when Daniel told me about this subject, about what we're talking about, how we contact God, about how we characterize Him, during this time I couldn't stand it. Like faith. Believe in God? My aunt believed in God. God is good. God is great. Yeah, hey, Jesus is going to get us through this. I knew reality. It's terminal. My mom's going to die. My mom was going to die within a short amount of time. My faith is gone. Totally. This is the word that came to mind when we were having this subject. Why has God forsaken my family? I'm not Jesus. What the hell did I do to deserve this? Why did God forsake my family? God, why did you allow the devil to take 2 of my parents away from me within a 7-month span? Why did you take my mom? Why did you take my best friend, my rock, away from me? Why did you take the individual that was most precious to me? Like, mind my language, you guys, I'm sorry. Yo, fuck my best friends. You don't have one mom. You only have one father. Imagine when they disappeared. Imagine when you had nothing to fall back on. That was my reality. Being the only child, I don't have anyone to pass on my bloodline. I don't have brothers and sisters. So if I die, my bloodline is done. Okay, my wife talked about, oh, we're only going to die. Not for me. I carry pride because of who I am. I carry pride because of what my mother and my father made me out to be. And there's times where I reminisce that I treated my parents so badly and unfair. Remember when I was your guys' age, I hated my mom. Hated her. And I'm going to tell this story once or twice as well. I was a big time skateboard avid, super athletic kid, whatever. Treated my mom like crap. She took me to a skate park called Thrasher Park over in San Diego. This kid, this random ass kid, goes, "Is that your mom?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why are you talking to her like that?" I'm like, "Who are you?" He goes, "Why are you talking to her like that? I don't even have a mom." That statement right there changed my life forever. From that day forward, my mom became my best friend. My most valuable asset, the person I was able to come to. No bias. Stuck up with me thick and thin. She taught me about how to be strong. So during this process, just kind of get back to the story. During this process, within a 6-month span, like I said, a lot of beautiful things happen. In March 22nd, I get an email from the San Ramon Fire Department stating, "Hey, look, we want you part of our team." That was my first official step, being able to actually step foot into the door and become a firefighter, period, in the job. That right there really steamrolled my position as where I am right now. Being in paramedic school, unfortunately, my mom was unable to witness, but she's always with me. I still go through dark times. Still, to this day. I still focus on trying to figure out where my faith is, who I am as an individual. When you guys do something precious to you, you'll be going through some really dark times. So your community and the way that you reach out for help is going to be everything. Your psyche is everything. My mom was able to witness that first step. She kept on hanging on. During that time, Alina was getting, my now wife, my girlfriend at the time, her visa was about to expire, and we were already talking about marriage. We've been together for almost 3 years at that point in time. So, okay, no, let's make a final step. That's fine. Let's go ahead and start doing this process. I talked to my mom about it. She goes, "Are you sure, huh?" "Yeah, I'm sure." She goes, "Okay, I support you." All right. So we go ahead and make that final leap. June 7th, 2017. We go ahead and make that final leap. My mom was there. I was able to have my final parents with my mom there. There was maybe 20, 30 people there. Super small, quaint, friends, family. That's all we needed. We didn't need to spend a bunch of cash. We had who we needed there. We had our community. We had our strength, our heart. 2 days after that point, my mom went completely nonverbal. She was skin and bones, nonverbal, couldn't talk, couldn't even communicate. I had to guess what she was saying because she was completely incoherent. I remember laying in bed with her, trying to talk to her, and I couldn't even get the words up to talk. I didn't even know what to say. What do you say to someone that could hear you but can't talk to you? How can you communicate with someone that loves you, but you can't hear a response? And I mean, you can relate that with God too. Yeah, we communicate with him, but we'll never hear him. We can feel his love, but he's not necessarily here. daddy and ask him, Johnny, you up? I need you to check on something. It's my mom's boyfriend. Or at that point in time, widow boyfriend. 1:30 a.m., July 3rd, 2017. Wake up out of my bed. Put my passenger at the train. I'm gonna check on your mom. Check her feet. They're cold as ice. Stiff as a board. That's not good. She hasn't been in a cold environment. The only reason why that's happened is because she's been dead for a while. I checked her pulse because I was able to see her pulse through her vein and her neck without even having to touch it because she was so small. I didn't see it pulsating anymore. I checked her pulse on her body, the neck, and it was no longer beating. Checked her eyes to see if this was falling. Nothing. It was blank. My eyes were dilated. I tried to close her eyes. I couldn't. It reopened up by itself. At that point in time, I knew my mom already left. Left me. My father left me. And all I had to fall back on was my wife, my mom's boyfriend, and a few family members, select, mind you. Because when you move away from your family from all the way on the East Coast, you separated, period. That was the darkest time of my life up to that point. And I'm sorry if I'm taking too long on the way. At that point in time, I still had to cut off my emotions. I couldn't even cry. My first call was to the people that is the morgue, because they have to pick up the body, and I didn't want to have the ambulance come through. You already had arrangements. But I had to go to the funeral home and sign papers, hey, my mom wanted to be cremated. Oh, this is what we want to do. Whole nine. Who does that? Who thinks of that when you're 27 years old? Who thinks of that when you guys are your age? Nobody. This is a nightmare, a dream come true. This is my greatest fear coming to life. At first it's about how you basically step up to the plate. I call up the morgue. They say, okay, cool, we're gonna be there. We'll be there in the next hour. An hour rolls by. No one. Call them up again. Hey, look, you guys said you got to be here in an hour. My mom's been up on this bed the whole entire time. Where are you guys at? Well, we're short-staffed right now. I'm like, what do you mean you're short-staffed? Well, someone didn't show up to work tonight. I'm like, okay. Where are you at? Okay, we'll be there in a minute. Click. Another hour rolls by. 3 hours, 45 minutes later, I call again. Look, where in the hell y'all at? My mom's been dead for the last 3.5 hours, and you guys have yet to pick her up. They said, what? Hey, we're gonna be right there, I swear. They end up coming like 5 minutes later. But they only come with one person. Like, what the hell is this? You're coming to pick up my mom with only one person? You're picking up a dead body with one person? On average, it takes at least 2. So the guy comes in with his birdie, with a black bag, and he puts it on my mom's bed, or hospice bed, but it wasn't really a real bed that she was sleeping on. Put it by the bed. I turn off my emotions again. Close my mom's eyes. I said, thank you for everything. You get the sheet, you pick her up, and you put her in a body bag. I put my own mom in a body bag. I zipped it up, take her out to the little hearse, or whatever type of van that they have, lifted her up, and that was my last time I ever saw her before she was cremated. I question everything. I question God. I question who I am. I still do it to this day. That's why I challenge you guys when we talk about faith the other week. This runs deep for me. It should run extremely deep for you. The only reason why you question faith is to be able to build a better conviction. And if you don't question and you follow blindly, you have no stable ground. So how strong do you truly want to be in what you believe? It's hard to be someone that actually truly believes in something wholeheartedly. That's what makes you get through anything. Love. That's what allows you to be able to conquer anything. Community allows you to get through anything. You know? It's my story. Summarized version. 27 years old, lost my parents in a 7-month span. Turned off my emotions. Took major steps. Becoming a paramedic firefighter, which I am almost at this point now. My dreams are becoming a reality. In the midst of chaos, there's great hope if you decide to look for it. If you decide to look for it. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. When you guys go through this point in time, give yourself a chance to do